I'm thinking about light. Again. I wish my brain were more informed so I could be more insightful, or outsightful, but as in anything, you have to use what you've got. I'm thinking about light because later today, I'm going to be in the path of a solar eclipse. It doesn't happen very often, and it's being treated as quite the auspicious occasion. People have bought special glasses, and they are coming from around the world to be in the path of the eclipse. Where I am, there will be 91% of totality. I didn't buy those glasses, so I won't be looking at the sun directly. They say that could cause blindness, although baseball players are always losing the ball in the sun, and they don't go blind. I will, of course, be aware that it's going to get dark. Just how dark 91% will be, I don't know, but I expect it will be a lot darker than when a cloud obscures the sun, that's for sure. It's easy to picture people going wild when this would happen. The sun rising and setting in a regular fashion, it's not just the rhythm of life, it's the basis of life itself. To have that suddenly, so ominously and unexpectedly interrupted, making you think that everything is coming to an end, no wonder they went nuts. We know a lot more about this now. We clearly were able to predict this in all its aspects down to the minute. Yet in a way, almost in advance, people are still going crazy over this, which is only a simple, transient, natural event. The one piece of it that I find very or most amazing is that when you couple the size of the bodies of the moon and the sun with their distances from one another, the result is that they will appear to be, to us on Earth, exactly the same size, so that at the extreme of this event, totality, the moon will completely blot out the sun. Only that tiny circular corona leaking around the edges, through the craters in the moon, will be visible. That will be the money shot, and that precision can't possibly be a coincidence. And that is the kind of thing that pushed people past nature and into a contemplation of God. Back to light. I think that light is the living indicator, the ongoing vestige of whatever created the universe, which is our word for all of the existence we're aware of. And light creates life, at least it did so here. It's enough to kickstart life in vegetation and chlorophyll through photosynthesis, which means light binding molecules together. I think that light and matter are the same substance. They just exist at different levels of energy. Light is nearly pure energy, and I think there is only one form of light, although that might not be so because of the differences in wavelengths, the color spectrum, and all other forms of radiation. Does blue light travel at the same speed, the exact same speed, as red light? I'm not sure. Matter has much less kinetic energy than light, but I do think it's the same substance. And matter does exist in different forms, depending on the energy level it expresses. From the most to the least, we have gases, liquids, and solids. And the world we live in is the incredibly complicated, absolutely precise balance, heading again to thoughts about God, of gases, liquids, and solids, each of them operating under the constant influence of light. I think it was the energy of light impacting upon some inert form of matter that led to the first stage of life. And it was light that gradually, over millions of years, coaxed that life into the much greater complexity of what we have now, including me sitting on my front porch, writing this and waiting for the solar eclipse. It's due in about 3 hours. After it passes, I'll return with, I hope, a final thought. I'm writing this as it's at its peak. It's a little dim and slightly cooler here, but nothing much more than that, rather like standing in the shade, scarcely noticeable. If news reports had not made so much of it, I don't believe I would have been aware of it at all. There was a reporter in a very rural area, and he said that a bear and some cows appeared to take no notice of it. In other cities where the eclipse was total, and therefore a much bigger deal, where the sky did grow dark and the stars came out, there were some people booing the clouds which were spoiling their show, and other people pausing to make a more social observation that it was good to see that a natural event could still bring people together, even in a deeply divided nation, reminding me that after the eclipse, our lives would resume, unaltered by the great event. We would have dinner, and the president is going to address the nation tonight, some update on the war against terror. Light and dark, dark and light.